Hello folks, I just wanted to kind of go through some stuff here and take a look. I have seen and noticed that we have some wonderful pictures in here. I'm not going to concentrate on that at this point because I really want to focus on what we're looking at with what we've got going on here, which is we've got these spots, and I thought I should probably describe it a little bit, which is you can see this corridor through here, really tight, and then we actually end up with kind of a corridor here too. And once you get these walls built up, this really becomes quite an enclosed space. So this floor plan, I mean, even though it's got two closets, it's got all the components that you guys are after, including these linen closets, which we don't have in your design yet, and you were pretty specific about that. So we need to figure that out. We have a vestibule. We've got a lot of the components of this. But to get the feel, and you can see this is I would almost call this a galley style, where we've got a way in and two pretty basic sinks on either side, with looks like they're probably intending on full height cabinets at either end. Guessing what this L maybe stands for, long or large, or not sure. This hanging is not gonna be what it looks like. It's only 4'4" in depth, 5'6" here. That's enough depth that we can actually get something going, but you can't hang opposite of something else without 8 feet. So this is 9, so opposite hanging there works out well. But think of your clothes as about 2 feet deep once you get the shoulder and sleeves and all that stuff. So if you've got them hanging on either side, and then you've got 2 rows high, if you've only got 3 feet of space in between, then you've got 3 plus 2 plus 2. So that's basically 9 feet right there. So I kind of keep it down to an 8-foot minimum. Prefer 9 to have hanging facing hanging, because you can't see your clothes if you're squished up against them. Even if you can fit in there, it just isn't a real, it's just not any sort of luxurious. It's like squeezing things into place. And we can do that if you want, but the photographs are just juxtaposing these little plans, which they look like, oh wow, look, they got the toilet in there, got the tub, they got the shower. But I can tell you this is a little shower, because that's, to me, looks like probably a 30-inch max basin, maybe an 18-inch on the end here. If you were to count these as 12-inch tiles, then maybe it's bigger, but I see these more as about 8-inch tiles. So, because that's 4 feet across, and for a toilet room you only need 3 feet. By code you only need 30 inches, but I like to give 3 feet, because with 30 inches you're shoved up so close to your toilet paper roll that it's kind of uncomfortable. So I usually give 3 feet of clearance in here. So then we've got this space and what comes up here, and when we look at these beautiful pictures, we've got a ton of natural light, we've got very high ceilings, and a lot of open space with flow through here. There's nothing crammed together. We got places to put our towels. You know, we need to have some wall space for towels in the bathroom. And then this, we've got plenty of room in our design to deal with that. And so we'll take a look at that. But yeah, I think I like the way that this looks, and we just have to, you know, you got to give up something to get something. And so if we want to have this space back here for you to decorate with, then we just need to accommodate for it. So this layout here really works with what we've got going right now. So I'm going to try and work on this, and hopefully you really like this picture. And that kind of goes along the lines here. We do have the shower, tub, and then we'll have that toilet down at the very end in the floor plan that we're working with. So I had to stop my recorder there and switch scenes. Let's close this down a little bit. And so this is the bathroom. I'm going to really focus on the bathroom for this video, try and keep it kind of short. So what we're talking about is looking down, and this is the wall niche right here. So when the door's closed, you can see this wall niche, and we can make that any shape, size. We don't have to use it at all. Just was a thought. Then, so in the vestibule, it keeps you, as we look down here, you're not looking into the bedroom, you're not looking into the bathroom, even if the doors are left open. Everything is just a nice flow, so your private and public are very separated. And you turn and go into the bedroom, or you come straight through and into the bathroom. So what I'm looking at is taking and replacing this with that shower to get that look you're after, and putting the toilet down in this area, which is part of our last conversation. In order to do that and get you that area behind, I need to pull this wall down some, because this is about enough room for a toilet, for a long toilet, which I think you want the long, comfortable toilet. So we need about 5 feet for that. And so this is 5 feet across. And I know it's kind of hard to tell, but right in here, this little yellow line, that's drywall. So I actually show the drywall and stuff so that I make sure I've got the clearance. And if I were doing a shower in here, we either have to use a cheap insert, or we need to buck this out a little bit to get some real tile in there. So when we start to lay out what the closet looks like, I need to be considerate of how do we keep things from hitting other things. And that's why you'll see I put those end caps on these clothes racks so that you can see how that works. And then in here, so this distance here for the tub that I've shown, it's about a 5-foot tub. So I used an oval in here, but it doesn't matter what we use. So about a 5 by 30. And then you can see I've got generous space here. This is actually a very large platform. So to get a nice shower in here, we're just going to bring this down, shrink this up a little bit. We might lose our center, but the roof center is over here anyway, so it's not part of that. And if we have a flat ceiling in here, you'll never know it. And it just doesn't, it's not relevant. So we'll be fine with that. So I'd pull this in a little bit. Then maybe we can scoot the tub down to the right slightly, and then get a larger tub shower in here by shrinking up this space, because right now I've got 8 foot clear in here. No, that's not showing 8 foot. I swore I had it. There it is, 8 foot. I thought I had 8 foot. And so you can see he's got 8 by 6.5, and then you've got almost 9 by 10.5. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for how this is going to work out. This is 4.7. So let's jump in to this view and kind of give you a once around of how it looks for layout. And this would be the master bedroom. And now I've seen your pictures where we're probably not going to do this suspended. And I mean, that's just thrown up there to help with scale. It's not doing anything, it's not designed, it's not the right wood, none of that stuff is happening yet. I'm really trying to get just the layout and how this house flows, and then we'll get into more of that finishing touches and details. So you've got the bedroom, this is that wall niche, and so I can actually take this guy and close it so you can see. And then this, when we have these wall niches, we're talking about, whatever shape. We could arch the top, we could put a design, we could trim it in wood, whatever we do to make this all sort of tie together. And then right now we come through, and this would be turning into the shower, and then we'll have to shrink this down slightly, And so you can see the wall niche on that side and one on that side. And then I haven't got the closet stuff put in here yet, so it's a little deceiving as to what size it really is. I've only got the chest in there at this point in time. So, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Let me jump up. Oh, I switched to the other drawing. That's what happened. So, that is basically what I'm looking at right at this point. And just kind of I want to keep this sort of short because I've got other things that I want to work on as well. But that's my thoughts. Is I've got now this divided by the one cabinet. I've got the his and hers. We don't know what our mirror designs are like or any of that yet. Got hanging for the towels, but if this becomes the toilet, then I've got to find hanging over here. And so a lot of times that gets overlooked. And yes, you can have the hanging on your glass doors. That's fine. So it depends on if that's fine for you guys. If it's not fine to have it hanging on the glass doors, then please let me know. If it's okay, one way or the other, then that's, you don't have to really say anything. But if it's a problem, then I do need to know that. And so just to real quick, let's actually switch to the one with the roof on it and then come inside. And I'm just going to take in a quick little shot, come in the garage. I'm going to turn here. I just kind of want to show you what some of this general layout stuff is starting to happen. And this is the pantry. I haven't done anything with it yet, but there's the pantry. We've got outlets coming in. Just trying to work out the really minor details. So don't think it's anywhere near close. We just want to see how it works. And then we're going to change this up because I see and I even got your discussion about how you want to do this to have seating at one end and not just straight across the bar top. And maybe that means that we don't have a raised bar, because that would be kind of odd. If we're going to do this raised top situation and you want to have the outlets along this wall here, then having end seating, we'd have to do like maybe one portion is up and then we drop to all the way across at one end. And especially with the furniture look, we can make that look kind of unique and different. So we'll have to think that through. But what I really wanted to show you was kind of how this, because I know we were discussing the stacked stairs situation. So there's your cabinet there. And then this will be the entry door. And we'll have to work on railing designs and all that sort of stuff. But we come up and we got a generous bonus room up here that we can certainly even put windows in. The only area that's a little bit, oh, it's even gone. I don't know exactly what happened with it. Oh, there it is. So here, I might have to see if I can figure out what to do with the roof, but this would be like almost a crawl through it. But you could get through it, and then you're into the big room above the shop. And these are those 8-foot wide dormers. And so this is above the shop. And then obviously it's the room height, told it what height to put the railing at, so don't worry about that. But this would come down and then you'd come back along here, turn, and we go down again, and then you end up in this basement area. And once we get the openings to the daylight side, this will really open up. So that's where I'm going to leave it at this point. Just wanted to give you a quick show around of this as well, just so you understood how these stairs work and how everything's coming together. So hopefully this helped. Oh, I haven't doubled this door because it actually turned out to be maybe too narrow to have an Arcadia style door. You can see I don't have a lot of extra wall here, unless we bring this deck out, which we could even bring the deck out, but it's not going to increase your dining room size. But I would like to bring the deck out because it'd be nice if this was 12 feet deep. I think that you would be very, very happy to have a 12-foot deep deck and not 8 feet. So that is operable. That one's operable. I haven't thought about the design of these windows yet. I just put them in here to kind of get natural lighting and some look to how this is coming all together. But if you start to look at and use that software, I'm going to send this over. Oh, I should tell you about how this works a little bit. When you're in the floor plan, so I'm going to switch back here real quick, you're going to notice that I've got cameras all over the place. Well, these cameras you can walk and move just like I'm doing. Not quite as easily because I've got a special controller, but you can still walk with any one of these cameras. But every time you close the file, they're going to end up back in these positions. So I placed them all over the house because walking on a phone can take some time to get all the way over to here. So I like to have a camera in here, and I'll call it the shop camera. So you'll be able to go through the list of cameras, and it'll help you get from one place to another quickly, and then you can rotate about. That's why there are so many different cameras, and they have names. So this is the master camera. This is the master bath camera. This is the great room entrance. This is the stairway. So you can see the stairway camera is looking toward the stair, the great room's looking towards the great room. And then there's another great room towards stove camera. So that's what those are, and that's how you use them to get around your house quicker than trying to walk from one camera, which you can do. So play with that a little bit. I think you'll find it pretty fun. And then there should be, they're in categories as well. And so if I were to go, I think project manager. So in the project manager, let's see if I can get to the right one. Not seeing it. Why am I not seeing it? I don't know why I'm not seeing it. But there's a list of cameras. You'll have it in your software thing. I'll figure out why I'm not seeing it here, but they're developed. Maybe I've got something turned off here as far as choices down here in the preferences. I may have something turned off here, but I'll figure that out. It should be plenty showing there. If you have any troubles, let me know. Thank you. I'm going to let it go. Have a good evening.